This is Block 9, The Liberal Establishment, Part 3, The Great Society, with the section The Great Society. Johnson comes to office and proclaims to the American people that he wants a program that he calls the Great Society. It's his domestic program, his program for the United States itself. It is as sweeping in its scope as the New Deal of FDR a generation before. That FDR had ridden to power on a wave of progressive feeling in the country due to the Depression and got more progressively minded laws passed than anybody in history. Johnson comes to power with the nation emotionally traumatized by the assassination of Kennedy, and he wants to transform American society further, that the old progressive project of government taking care of its citizens was not completed with FDR in the New Deal, Johnson thought, but had to be extended by him, and he called that program the Great Society. He argued that he called the United States a great society, and he said that in a country as rich as the United States, poverty should not exist at all. And you can tell by the picture, this is a family living in a dilapidated trailer somewhere, in the United States. That this sort of poverty should not exist in a nation as wealthy as the United States of America. And that not only should poverty not exist, but government was going to step in and eliminate it. That Johnson declared a war on poverty, that there was a war on Nazism, a war on Japanese militarism, there was a Cold War on communism. Johnson was going to fight a war on poverty, and it was going to be defeated not by armies, but by billions of dollars in new federal spending, billions of dollars for new social programs, billions of dollars for new government agencies, commissions, plans, welfare, etc., etc., that would eliminate poverty from the United States forever. One of the reasons that the American people were kind of attuned to this was the publication of a book by a guy by the name of Michael Harrington, who wrote a book called The Other America, in which he popularized the fact that even in the economic well-being of the 1950s and the prosperity of the 1950s and early 1960s was very, very real. More Americans lived better, healthier, wealthier, more economically successful lives. They had more stuff, better health care, better income. They could buy more things, afford more things in the 1950s than ever before, but that wealth, that economic well-being had not translated to all of American society. And 20% of Americans, one American in five, lived in poverty. And there was both urban poverty and there was rural poverty, like you see in the picture here. And Harrington also continued on to say that it's not bad enough that 20% of all Americans are living in poverty, but 40% of black Americans are living in poverty. And a lot of Americans said, look, the blessings of the United States ought to be extended to all people. There should not be poverty in the United States. Government can fix the problem. And Johnson set out to have government do it. But before he could actually put his program through, he had to win an election on his own. And the election of 1964 would be an election where the people decided, did they want to go through with Johnson's Great Society, or did they want a different sort of choice?